Time out, time out, time out. It's Kelsito, the spirit coach, getting you in shape and form for the age of Aquarius yet again. You are now drinking the wine of Zeus. And I'm here to, you know what I'm saying, spirit of being. So let's have a spiritual talk and things. You know, we got to clear some things up. We got to clear the air too and shit like that so y'all can understand allegories and so we can get the conversation rolling and on basis and on good terms and things of that nature. Because we talk about witchcraft a little bit, we talk about witches, we talking about, you know what I'm saying, what that even mean, what in the context is supposed to be put in, and why do we even have these depictions and things of that nature that are so popular. Because, you know what I'm saying, they represent certain energy. So, you know, based upon when you see a witch, it's going to influence you more than you just seeing a person with, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, a broom with, like, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, no, it's gonna influence you more than you seeing a person with a like a rake or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because just the symbolism and shit like that. And based upon us tying these things together into reality, we also gonna break down why you may experience witchcraft in your life, and you know what I'm saying, how you are experiencing, you know what I'm saying, energies that we made these energies popular based upon TV, and you know what I'm saying, because you know they have a certain influence. So we're gonna wrap it all around. We're gonna wrap it all around. Okay, so we're gonna get it first of all. What is witch? Now, witch is correlated to, you know what I'm saying, the feminine, the emotional, you know what I'm saying. Now all witches, you know what I'm saying, are correlated to that energy. So even anybody that's in witchcraft is always correlated to some type of dark or something behind the scenes or something that's correlated to, you know what I'm saying, some mysticism, you know what I'm saying, things that ain't into reality and shit like that, you know what I'm saying. So therefore, for the most part, we all tapped into that energy. We all understand that frequency. You know what I'm saying? And this is why our interactions with others, you know what I'm saying, we be getting a little funny vibes and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? They got a word for it. It's called witchcraft. Now, witchcraft is a specific type of emotional, you know what I'm saying, travel. You know what I'm saying? So witch is correlated with, like I said, for the feminine, that would be like the bitch, you know what I'm saying, or the emotion, you know what I'm saying. Anytime you got a bitch or witch, you know what I'm saying, or itch, you know what I'm saying, shit irritate, you know what I'm saying, something that irks you, you know what I'm saying. So therefore, you know, no matter what you're saying with the word, the frequency vibration is there to kind of point you and direct you into, you know what I'm saying, the energy signature that it's trying to point to. You know what I'm saying? There you can make different correlations and create different rituals and spells, but that's a different kind of, you know, magic if you want to get into that type of thing. But for the most part, when we talk about the witch specifically, you know what I'm saying, this is a person that does witchcraft is a person that just does magic behind the scenes and try to get you to influence you emotionally and things. You know what I'm saying? Now, based upon when you influence emotionally and shit by their mannerism and things, they're trying to influence you emotionally to not um, come to your senses, which is your logic and your reasoning of things and shit like that. And once you do that, you have been got practice witchcraft because you didn't have no specific logic. You know what I'm saying? So there's it's just another term for manipulation. It's just another term for manipulation. So there's manipulation happening on several levels every day. And you know, for the most part, you manipulate spirits for good reasons and negative reasons. For instance, you might manipulate your kids to, hey, if you do this, then you know, um, I'll give you this piece of candy or something like that. You know, but it's also negative. You know what I'm saying? So it's all determined on relationship, how you relate, and how you can use your relationship to better relationships. You know what I'm saying? With, you know, being as what we call people and spirits and bodies, and you know, conducting this experiences, shit like that, because we got to be responsible at the end of the day. So that's what everybody got to be responsible. So you know what I'm saying. So for the most part, witchcraft, I mean, so witch is basically to be able to be influence somebody. You know what I'm saying? Witching and stuff like that. Now, when it gets to um what specifically witches do and shit like that. And we not gonna really get actually we're not really gonna get into that. We're gonna get into the topic. So what do witches hate and shit like that? Now witches hate two things. Witches hate salt, and then witches hate salt, and witches hate children. So now that we got basic upon what the actual understanding of witches is, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna break down what they hate and why they hate these. So anybody that may be trying to practice witchcraft on you, you know what I'm saying, you can understand why in the movies that they made these allegories for you to understand why they came to these conclusions of why witches hate these. So witches dislike children, right? You know what I'm saying? I remember the little movie with the three little witches. They didn't like the children, and they didn't like, you know what I'm saying? They wanted to kidnap all the children or do some weird shit to the children and shit like that and things of that nature. Now, the energy of witching is of in general is irrational. You know what I'm saying? Because it's more so dealing with the influential. So any type of witchcraft you're gonna see all them trying to influence somebody. You know what I'm saying? Them trying to, you know what I'm saying? Just influence somebody to do some weird shit. But that's just what it's actually pointing to. And we always do this on everyday scales, but therefore, depending on like how they macroize it within that, that's the context of what y'all think people be doing, and then y'all start calling people like they witches and shit like that. Especially then they can rock you to sleep, get your money. People actually, dressing up as witches, but might not have no real understanding of the knowledge that can break it down to make everybody understand it. Kind of like I'm doing right here. So, you know what I'm saying? So, with this just being a simple thing that we all do, that we just, capture that energy and just put it out there. You know what I'm saying? This is going to tell you what witches hate. Now you can understand that spirit of reality, what a witch is. Now, based upon what they hate, them hating salt and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? Or that specific energy hating salt. Salt has a lot to deal with like Mercury and shit like that, the Sodom and Gomorrah story. But salt, you know what I'm saying, is we could just take it in today. You know what I'm saying? They hate being wrong and shit like that. So that's what kind of salt, because Mercury is tied to logic and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So Sodom and Gomorrah, she looked back then she turned to the salt and things. So this is just another allegory for, you know what I'm saying, to go with your right mind and shit like that. But when you're going with your right mind, you're using logic, you're using information and things of that nature. So the moment somebody can influence you emotionally to get you off your logic and things, you didn't got practice witchcraft on. And things. So now you going down the line of events that you don't necessarily need to go down. You know what I'm saying? Now, on the other hand, when we're talking about why do they hate children, is because for the most part, and every allegory, children deals with the imagination. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. And when you have an imagination, you know what I'm saying, you have to be responsible for that imagination. Witches don't like being responsible. That's why they hate children. So they're throw their responsibilities off on others and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So this is how you can truly spot a witch in your life, based upon how they blew it up and what they meant by it. Those two ways. So, um, that's the witchcraft. Now, witchcraft is a different thing. You know what I'm saying? We all are doing witchcraft. That's just when we're tying our emotions and feelings, you know what I'm saying, to our thoughts to influence and shit like that. So, you know what I'm saying? We have an idea and we tie that emotion and feeling to it and shit like that, and to convince ourselves that we're this and shit like that. Boom. Now we did witchcraft and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? With our body, we use our body as the bitch, as the witch, and shit like that, as our little doll. And then, you know what I'm saying, we crafted something with our mind based upon us being an esoteric magician, using elements and shit like that to do that. You know what I'm saying? Real esoteric game, real intentional esoteric game. So, that's all that is. It's all in a flow. So, we got to understand what we're dealing with. But that's why, that's what witches hate. That's what witches hate. They hate they hate the salt and they hate the children and shit like that. So even in the Bible, when it say a woman should be saved through childbirth, it's not talking about actual woman or actually females. It's not even it's not talking about actually female. Female is different from woman. You know what I'm saying? A woman is just the actual etymology, not even etymology, but the actual essence of what they meant in Jewish literature of woman was just the feminine principle. You know what I'm saying? The feminine thought. You know what I'm saying? The receiving thought. And then man was the masculine thought. Feminine emotion. You know what I'm saying? And then masculine thought. Feminine emotion, masculine thought. And shit like that. So receiving. You know, based upon you being a witch or wizard, you know what I'm saying, you can tie your shit together and things. But that's why witches hate that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why witches hate that and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just a little witchcraft talk and shit. Why do they hate that shit? You know what I'm saying? We can always ask ourselves why, especially over here. We deal with spiritual concepts and ideas and shit like that. This is Sito world. So this what we around. We would Sito world. So don't come on Sito world thinking you go see your world in Sito world. Unless I give you a piece of land to build and operate within what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying, on God's earth. You know what I'm saying? But we could talk some spiritual shit. We could talk some spiritual concepts and things. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, motherfuckers, you gotta understand, man, these witches be out here. And they come in male and female. So it don't matter about the gender and shit like that. It's just somebody that's trying to take you off life. So you can see that energy is 99% of the world and shit like that. So you know what I'm saying? We all gotta wake up to witchcraft on a certain percentage and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? You know, and now you better know how to spot a witch in your life. So I trust you with those abilities and things and shit like that. And you know what I'm saying, as a responsible spirit with you spotting the energies, because you understand it's not a person or it's not a place or a thing, it's their energy and shit like that, you know. Then if you are using your witchcraft to influence somebody and what they're paying attention to, you know what I'm saying, you want to use it for the right reasons, especially if they're being you know, if it's pointing towards things that help you, your daily life, and your conductions and your affairs. And you know, play responsibly, because you're gonna get what you ask for and shit like that. And you ain't in the world alone. There's spirits and spaces, spirits and bodies all around, conduction and shit like that. And so don't get in your goddamn ego and get lost in your ego like you the only spirit in the world, because the spirits that is going on explanation somewhere and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so let me break it down one more time. What do witches hate? So witches hate salt and shit like that. So witches hate salt because, you know what I'm saying, salt is just a reminder of Mercury. It's a reminder of logic, you know what I'm saying? And anytime that you're being logical and things of that nature, you can't get thrown off game. You know what I'm saying? You can't get thrown off your spot. You know what I'm saying? You can, if it can make sense to others and others can make sense out of it and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? It's turned into that first shape and form that crystallized out of the water, you know what I'm saying, as salt and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's salty and shit like that. So witches hate being salty and shit like that, because that's to remind them of reality. And a witch is more so emotional. A witch likes to emotionally influence and things of that nature. So it don't even matter at the circumstance where y'all going, what logical task is at hand, how many, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter about that. at the moment, that spirit within that body that's playing out the characteristics, whether male or female, of a witch is, you know what I'm saying, they may not specifically understand or be aware that they're being a witch at the moment. And then when we got, so they hate salt because physically, you know what I'm saying, when they're proved wrong and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying, that's the allegory to that. But when it comes to and then how you do that is with logic, is with understanding, with knowledge, with communication, with on points, with being up to date. And when you are more in the flow of being logical, whether person, place, or thing, thought, feeling, know how, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Anything trying to block you, you have to use yourself as the witch or as the bitch. And if you die for that opinion, or if you know what I'm saying, if you choose your thought and you go for that and you stand on that and that makes sense to you, God will prove you right with that opinion. But if not, you know what I'm saying, that's when you may go through the test of knowing that, you know what I'm saying, that there's a little bit more work you got to do and shit like that. And you got influence. I'm saying you weren't sure about what you were doing within that direction, or you weren't sure about what you were doing within that sphere, or you weren't sure about, you know what I'm saying, the steps you were taking with your logic and using that base of logic and shit like that. So now you the one salty. You know what I'm saying? Because you practice witchcraft on yourself. So you got salty. So you don't want to practice witchcraft on yourself. And you can do that. People perish for a lack of knowledge and understanding all the time. So when we get into motherfucking you know why they hate that, that's why they hate salt, shit like that. So that's why you hate being salty, because you ain't understand that you was in Sito, you not Sito's world, but you was associated with Sito world, because I'm here on the motherfucking earth as a spirit too and shit like that. And we understood the actual concept and the knowledge of that and shit like that, made sense out of it. You know, I as a spirit, you know what I'm saying, and whoever I'm, you know what I'm saying, the image, it, you know what I'm saying, my associations and shit like that. You didn't understand that based upon indoctrination and Disney and, you know, just books and things of that nature, and you not getting into no real knowledge of how to like see anything, and you thinking this shit symbols and shit signs and build the world and just that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You may be a little bit a child mind and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's getting segue into the second thing that women hate. I mean, yeah. Well, those types of women. So remember, women is just correlated to feelings, emotions, and things of that nature. So this is things that you can hate emotionally, because you can hate being salty and things of that nature because you made an emotional decision. So therefore you was like, damn, why wasn't I thinking straight? You know what I'm saying? So that's where we get that. That's how we break it down. Real buttercream smooth. Now get into the imagination, why they hate imagination and things, or children, because children is synonymous with imagination in the spiritual realm as symbolism to what we already did internally with our mind. So anytime we give a new birth to a new idea or a new way we can be, this is imagination. But guess what? It needs care. It needs nurturing. It needs stability. It needs pampering. It needs structuring. It needs, you know, so a child needs to be cared for and nurtured and things of that nature. So a witch ain't got time to do that. A witch got time to influence others to do that for them and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? A witch got time to influence others to do their own responsibilities for them. That's all witches care about. And shit. You know what I'm saying? So now that ain't necessarily bad or good. That ain't necessarily positive or negative in totality, like one sided. That could be for a multitude of good reasons. So it depends on what type of witch you are. Because if you bring a certain witchcraft into here where you influence things that they look like actual people need and shit like that, then you could be an asset. But if you're doing it in a way where you're influencing others to be within witchcraft, where you know what I'm saying, um, it's it is just like selfish and selfish gain like that. You're gonna get what you sow. You're gonna reap what you sow. So you better be doing something because you ain't nothing, you know. So this is breaking down witchcraft and the witchcraft for the game, and then the energy of witches, what witches hate, salt and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Esoterically speaking, so even if you did want to get a little bit of salt and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? It's just, that's what I'm saying. You got to tie the mind to the body. Get a little salt bath. You know what I'm saying? Boom, papa boom. You know what I'm saying? But it really done. You supposed to be able to do this shit in your mind. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be able to influence yourself like that. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you start needing the physical too much, the spirit don't like being drugged down like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to have a certain balance with your spiritual prowess. Who is this? Oh, come on, bud. He always doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's good to have motherfucking spirits tied in like that. You feel me? Um, yeah, sorry, I just got thrown off and shit like that. Motherfuckers, look, motherfuckers should not be hitting me up while I'm doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. You should be tuned in. You should be subscribed to me and shit like that. I'm gonna say it like that too because you know what we got if you don't know what I'm doing. So check this out. Um, this is gonna be some new shit we get into. You know what I'm saying? Not even new shit we get into, but new shit we understand it based upon, just transits and coming into this new perspective. You know what I'm saying? The spirituality getting real. We got Saturn and Pisces and all type of different real little shit happening and stuff like that. But we gotta spot out these witches, you know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. So make yourself the witch. You use yourself as the bitch, the witch. You know what I'm saying? Make your witch eat salt. You know what I'm saying? Be salty and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Well, you don't want your witch to eat salt and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to hate salt in that way. You know what I'm saying? Hate salt being salty because you don't really want to associate with that. And then, you know what I'm saying? If you hate imagination, hate delusions. Hate being in a la la land. Hate that energy. Hate delusions. Hate actually that. I actually want to experience your dream and then just dream about it is two different things. Actually experiencing your dream and then just dreaming about it is two different things. And that's when you use that witch hater energy in the right way. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. I'm the most spiritual in this motherfucker. Real shit. I love y'all. Real shit. We all gotta get spiritually lifted and shit like that. We should all be able to say that. We'll say that. At the same time, just knowing that you ain't shit either. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a nice day, go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Wake up, do it again, get creative and shit like that. And get into that. And that's the thing. We taking the creativity to the next level. So make sure y'all tap in. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody got, streaming services, whatever you got, YouTube and things, all them albums is on there. So make sure y'all tap in, checking in. We create value out here and shit like that. We gonna make it. Yeah, we gonna use their help to do it. So shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all saving and playlisting. That's what they say y'all gotta do. Y'all gotta save, playlist. Make sure y'all saving in playlist and putting y'all playlist, y'all favorite Cito on y'all playlist, and make sure y'all, you know what I'm saying, doing that things of that nature. So them algorithms can pick up and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And we can get back in the algorithms and we'll have, you know what I'm saying, some shit that they tap in with us with, you know what I'm saying, because we just, you know, the value that we bring in there. We got to create the value there. And the value ain't, it's so easy for y'all to create. Y'all already got shit. Y'all already create value in their shit by listening to their shit. So y'all might as well just add me on there and shit like that. Add me in y'all playlist. And that's what the fuck got happening going on and shit like that. But I'm about to get off this joint and go and lay them down. And it's about nap time and shit like that. So yeah. Get y'all ass in the game.